There's a kind of sorry that has nothing to do with regret. It arrives before anything has gone wrong. Someone bumps into you on the train and you apologize. You ask a question you had every right to ask and you apologize for asking it. Count how many times you said sorry today. Then ask how many of those were for something you actually did. For most people, the answer is a small number. For some people, the answer is 0, and they apologized a dozen times anyway. This video is about that gap. There was a girl named Claire who learned to apologize at 15, not at home. At school, inside a friend group she wanted badly to keep. Nobody wrote the rules down. She learned them the way you learn any language, by watching who got punished. The girls who stayed laughed at themselves first. They agreed fast. They said sorry when they won. Claire watched one girl get frozen out for the crime of being certain, and she took the lesson. The room stays warm as long as you stay small. By 17, it had stopped being a strategy. It was just how her voice worked. 20 years later, Claire is the most agreeable person in her office and the least promoted. Her last performance review used the word presence, as in lax. Nobody dislikes her. That's the problem. Dislike would at least mean she'd registered. There are two kinds of sorry, and from the outside, they look identical. Before this is over, you'll be able to tell them apart in yourself in under a second every time the word starts to rise. And if Claire sounds familiar, hear this part clearly. This is not weakness. It isn't even being bad at people. It's being too good at them. A social radar, tuned so fine, it fires at weather that hasn't arrived yet. Because that's the strange thing about the apology reflex. It doesn't respond to what happened. It responds to what might. Psychiatry has a name for the machinery underneath it, the involuntary defeat strategy. It comes from social rank theory, the study of how the brains of social animals, ours included, manage life inside a hierarchy. When such a brain computes that it can't win a confrontation, an old program takes over. Make yourself smaller, drop your gaze, signal with your whole body that you're no threat so the stronger animal never needs to prove it. In a wolf, the display is physical, the exposed throat, the lowered body. And it gets quieter than that. Humans run the same program, in language. Sorry is a submission display you can send in an email. Every unnecessary apology is a small, precise message to the room. I rank below you. Please don't test it. There's a darker reason underneath. In the wolf, the display fires when the fight is lost, or at least when a fight is coming. In the person who apologizes too much, it fires before. No conflict happened. No conflict was coming. Somewhere along the way, the system stopped waiting for danger and started paying tribute in advance to threats it invented on your behalf. When you apologized this morning, what exactly had you done? And here is why you can't simply decide to stop. The reflex is compulsive because it works. Every apology that lands, every conflict that never materializes, gets scored by your brain as proof the strategy saved you. A behavior that gets rewarded every single time it runs doesn't fade. It calcifies, and there's a trap inside the trap. You never get to see the fight you supposedly avoided. The conflict the apology prevented exists only in theory, which means the theory can never be tested and can never be wrong. Every quiet day becomes evidence the tribute worked. It's a superstition with a perfect record. Look at where it lives in an ordinary week. Sorry to bother you. At the top of an email to someone whose actual job is reading that email. Sorry, quick question. Apologizing to the waiter for the kitchen's mistake. Apologizing for having a preference about where to eat. None of these costs anything in the moment. That's exactly what makes them invisible. This is where it stops being innocent. Every apology is a price signal. People don't sit down and decide your rank. They read it off your display, the same way you read theirs. Apologize often enough, and you've done the ranking for them. You have, politely and voluntarily, filed yourself at the bottom of every room you enter. And rooms have long memories. The colleague who talks over you learns somewhere that interrupting you carries no cost. Who do you think taught them? There was a man who saw all of this in himself, clearly, and decided to stop. What the people around him did next is the part nobody warns you about. Marcus had a decade of preemptive sorries behind him. He was the one who apologized for the length of his own messages. Then, one year, he simply stopped. Understand what he did and didn't do. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't get rude. He removed only the tribute. So sorry to chase this again became, can you send the file today? Sorry, this might be a stupid idea, but became, here's an idea. "I disagree" arrived without a cushion around it. The content of everything he said stayed the same, only the bowing stopped. Within a month, people were asking if he was okay. They said he'd changed, gotten cold. Within 2 months, a coworker described him, in a meeting he wasn't in, as aggressive. A man who had raised neither his voice nor the stakes of a single conversation. His behavior had moved from submissive to neutral, and the group experienced neutral as an attack. Have you ever watched someone get punished for a thing they stopped doing? The kinda explanation runs out here. The kind reading is that people were worried about him. Change is jarring. They'd adjust. Some of them did. But the mechanism underneath was colder. For 10 years, Marcus's apologies had been priced into everyone's comfort. His lowness was part of the room's furniture. People got to feel generous around him without spending anything. Interrupting him was free. When the tribute stopped, nobody consciously thought, he has quit signaling submission, and it threatens the order. They just felt something shift and reached for the nearest words. Cold, arrogant, aggressive. Not one of them could have told you what he actually did differently. Absence doesn't photograph well. His apologies were never only his habit, they were other people's asset, and people do not give up an asset without protest. So run the test on your own life. If you went neutral tomorrow, not hostile, just neutral, who would call it an attitude? Sit with the names that come up. That list is a map of who's been collecting, because the two kinds of sorry were never the same word wearing two faces. They're different species. The first kind is repair. It happens after real harm. It names what it's for. I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. I'm sorry I said that in front of everyone. It costs something to say. And then, this is its signature. It ends. The harm is named. The repair is offered. The word retires. That's the version people admit to. The second kind arrives before any harm exists. It attaches to nothing you did, only to what you are. Taking up a seat, having a question, existing at a volume above zero, and it never ends. Because it was never about a wrong that could be put right. It's rent. A payment made on a schedule to keep a rank you were assigned so long ago. You've mistaken it for your personality. And before you decide the cure is to stop apologizing altogether, look at the person who never says the word at all, who treats every sorry as a demotion. They aren't free of the rank game. They're playing it from the other side, guarding the top of the ladder as anxiously as Claire guards the bottom. The repair apologizer is the only one standing outside the game. That's what makes them rare. One of these is an act of respect toward another person. The other is a quiet act of violence towards yourself, performed so smoothly that everyone, including you, has agreed to call it politeness. You already know which one you are. So here is the only assignment. The next time sorry starts up your throat, don't fight it, let it come. But in the half second before it leaves, look at it once, and ask the question Claire never asked, and Marcus finally did. What happened? If something happened, say the word and mean it. It's one of the best things humans ever built. If nothing happened, then notice what the word was about to buy, and notice who it was about to pay. What you do after that isn't something a video can decide. Some people apologize because they broke something. Some people apologize so they'll be allowed to stay. The word is the same. The lives are not.